But actually, I will give an introduction while we're waiting for people. My name is Quoy. I think I said that already. But I am really loving to talk about soul care. And what my soul care consists of is about recovery for burnout, creative healing, um, utilizing our gifts, embracing our gifts, doing the self development and self awareness that we need to embrace our gifts and be able to use them for our own healing as well as others. And we are in a day and age where entrepreneurship has heightened to the max, right? And because you need your creativity, right, those creative ideas to flow through you confidently in entrepreneurship. I do believe that entrepreneurship is very spiritual, and it's a spiritual exchange between spirit, higher self, source energy, whatever you want to call it, God, you, and the people that you're attracting and aligning with. Okay, so I really like to tap into energy. Energy is real. I love energy, energetic things, energetic healing as well. Um, Side note, I used to be a Reiki practitioner until I was burnt the fuck out, okay? But I must tell you, I have learned that during your spiritual awakening, a lot of things are being heightened. Your mental, your brain, literally, your energy within you, your chakras, they're being heightened, and that takes a lot of energy already. And it definitely takes a lot of energy to dispel and release and let go of a lot of emotions that you've been carrying within your body and even what your mind's been telling you, right? So that is a cause of burnout. Sometimes I like to call burnout soul exhaustion. Because when we're doing things that we don't want to do, i.e., jobs and stuff like that, being around people, family, all that stuff, um, it's exhausting, right? Not only people are draining. So I just want to share that. If you don't know me, that was a very long intro. But if you're still here and you're feeling the vibes, definitely subscribe, okay? Um, if you're watching this on YouTube, get to know me more. I actually have pivoted to a new path of creativity in cosmetology, which is wild. I'm going to be sharing that. And I'm still, in my esoteric bag too. So I'm going to be sharing a lot of things about my transition right now. And if you're interested in checking more out, diving deeper into the spiritual entrepreneurship in the path of burnout, how to recover, all that soul care stuff, the soul care hotline is where it's at, where you're watching live right now. These are my cards. Okay. This is my fifth deck that I created, and it has a lot of stories behind this. So I'm going to be diving deeper into that on the soul care hotline. So I really would love people to join me. For whoever's watching, say what up. If you haven't already, I would love to know how. I'm going to write what up and see if I can find the chat. Oh, is that the chat? Yeah, say what's up, y'all. If y'all are watching this, no matter where you see me in live, I don't like people just staring and not engaging. Okay? I do understand that sometimes people are doing a lot in the background. But at least say hi. Okay? Okay? Because when I do my lives, it's almost like I'm opening up my energy to y'all and you coming in to my room, coming into my space, and you're just staring. Absolutely not. I know that, I do know that social media, all that stuff makes things kind of awkward, but we don't have to be awkward here. Okay? It's just a screen between me and you in a couple of miles. All right? So anyway, we will be getting into collective reading, which I'll be starting very soon. Depending on how many people come in here, I'm just going to do like a breath work again. Just something very easy to help us center our energy like we did 2 weeks ago. And then we're going to do some journaling. I'll give a journaling prompt. This week I didn't feel like reminding people, sharing things with people directly. I didn't feel like doing that. So I don't know how many people are in. It seems like when I give things directly to people, they remember. I don't know. I just don't have the energy to do that. So if you want to watch the replay, cool, cool, cool. Whatever, let's go. I'm muted. I'm just pressing some things just to see. I can allow some people to come in, which is very interesting. I love that. I love that. I can give myself hearts. Okay. Well, anyway, let's just listen to the music. I don't know how loud it is. So let me finish shuffling and we'll get into some vibes, okay? I do want to share with y'all. I did say I made 5 cards. Since I'm looking at them, this one was my very first one. The Rave of Gratitude cards that actually got transformed into this. Questions, card cues for the heart. And then I had these. This helped me with my shadow work, with my energy. The chakra affirmation cards. I'm like, can I count? I don't know. I made these new too, which we'll be playing with. The self-worth activation cards. They come with a beautiful ebook that really helps other other healers, other coaches, people that are really working with other people and trying to build a community. It's really interesting. If you ever want to know more about that, please do, because that's one way that you can kind of start getting into the vibe of that. And I have these, my Sovereignty Connection card deck. And this one, my lovely booze. All right, so let's get into this. All right, let's see real quick as I pause this. I'm just gonna ring my bell. I'm just gonna do a few deep breaths collectively together. Whoever is watching, just get in a nice, comfortable spot. Sitting, laying down, however you want to. I'm going to sit up straight with my hands up just to receive energy. My feet flat on the ground so you can allow the energy to flow through you, okay? If your legs are crossed, crisscross applesauce, that's okay. But let's do this, okay? We're going to soften. We're going to do some diaphragm breathing. So we're going to be breathing with our stomach expanding. I don't know if I can show you guys. It's going to be big, and then you're going to blow it out, and it's going to contract. And then you're going to contract, okay? That was funny. All right. I don't know if I'm the only one laughing clearly, but all right. So let's go. I'm going to soften our gaze, close our eyes, and just listen to my voice, okay? So I'm going to have you breathe in through your nose, slowly breathing it in as your stomach expands outward. Let that belly fill up with air. And then slowly exhale out through the mouth. Almost like you're getting ready to whistle. Just let that breath come out slowly through the mouth. And then we're going to inhale again for 2. And exhale, right? Inhale through the mouth for 3. Deep belly breaths. And exhale out the mouth. And for the 4th one, we're going to breathe in through the nose again. And as we exhale, you can make a sigh like this. Okay, we're going to do that for the 5th one. We're going to breathe in through your nose. And exhale. And just roll your shoulders, releasing any stress from today, any stress from yesterday. Roll them forward. Roll them backwards. As an ex-massage therapist, I know a lot of us, over 50% of us, carry a lot of stress in our shoulders and upper back, okay? So as you see me, you can just like wiggle your arms a little bit, okay? So I just want to share something with this. My nephew, he's 8. I don't know, I think he got this at a party and he had like a whole bunch of them and my eyes just immediately went to them. And I thought it was really funny because when you think about blowing bubbles, you think of kids, don't you? And to me, I thought that that was such a simple way to just tap into your inner child in a loving, funny, cute manner. And I remember I was saying in my head, I was like, oh, I should start my readings like this. And if you guys don't know, I've created the cards for myself first. And I've definitely been tapping into everyday rituals, pulling cards with these. Because it's part of my soul care ritual. I walk my talk. And everything new that I try to do, I still try to walk my talk. So I just want to blow some bubbles for my inner child. Okay. I think we're going to be doing a reading about the inner child, actually. A little impromptu. Because I pulled some cards previously beforehand just to see what energy we should talk about. And guess what? It was talking about releasing the need to shrink your authentic self. And a lot of times we do that because our inner child, right? Our playful child, our eternal child, our just joyous, juvious energy. Is that a word, juvious? I don't know. We lose sight of that a lot of times because of everything going on in adulthood and stuff like that. And however we were conditioned to like see ourselves, you know, sometimes, especially those that, you know, we're still in Leo season, especially those that are Leos or have heavy Leo placements, we're doing too much. And sometimes people be like, well, why wouldn't you do too much? Da, 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 da. Okay, that's you. That's how you may talk about it or think about it. But for us that are still healing that wound with big energy, you want to be able to be like, I don't give up. Okay? Like, I know when I step into the room, first of all, there's a lot of big energy and people feel that. And by you just laughing sometimes loudly, you're doing too much. So for those, I just want to give a high five because I understand your pain. And sometimes if you are in this realm of trying to be online for your business and whatnot, I know it affects you. So we're going to get into this reading right now. Thank you, beloved spirit angels and guides that serve for the highest and greatest good. Allow me to be the vessel, remove my ego and share a message with the collective, those that are watching this, that they can find clarity, find truth, find honesty. And also allow me to just ground into your energy right now as I just take this deep breath. All right, let's go. And I got my angel cards. I was like, which other cards should I use? These. So how are we going to do this today? Okay. Let's actually just talk about this that got pulled real quick. We have the weaving your destiny card too. This is in my latest card deck. And this card deck is totally about being patient with your creative ideas, allowing things to simmer through, right? The ideas to actually be birthed into your reality. And stitch by stitch, piece by piece, step by step, day by day type of thing. You see that she's knitting here, right? Crocheting. When you see those, I know for me, my age group, I used to think that was kind of like old lady-ish, but I'm also a Gemini sun, so my mind be going. I've always been impatient. And now that I am older, I'm really honoring my rest a lot more. I'm honoring a slower pace more because my ideas come in with more clarity. And the rest allows more room for me to understand things. Because having that like being confident in the way you move is self clarity. Like choosing to understand yourself first. And you're just like, okay. Because you can be confused. I know I'm not the only one that confuses myself. You know what I'm saying? So, especially when I get these ideas, it'd be like, it's like a lightning bolt. It is. It can be like a lightning bolt. And I'm used to being very productive and producing a lot with my creativity because that's how I was conditioned. I chose the world of graphic design, even got a degree in that. And you're pumping these ideas out, right, for the masses. And it took me years to really wind it down. Like, is it shy of 12? Is it 12 years? I can't remember, but I know it's a little over 10 years how I've been an entrepreneur, been on this path. And I knew that I wanted to have something a little bit different. But on the flip side, I didn't really know what it took for me to be this person of who I was dreaming of being, And there's a saying, right? Like for every next level of your life is being asked to be another version of you, And it's constantly changing. And a lot of times when we step into the light or when we step into this goal that we have, there's another shadow that's just waiting around the way. Like, hey, remember me, mother? You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, here we go. But I do think that healing does not always have to be strenuous. It doesn't always have to be tiresome. It doesn't always have to be crying either. And if it does, you can cry tears of joy instead of sadness. But I do want to remind you, it's okay to be sad. It's okay. It's okay. Because when you know gratitude, like the sadness won't last forever. When you know gratitude, like I really do believe that gratitude is part of the medicine in healing for depression. It is. It is. Part. I didn't say all now, but it's part of it. And when you can just be joyful and joyous into creating something for yourself, not for anybody else. If you have other people you want to create for, if you have people that respect the value of your creations and want to exchange some little coins, some little money or whatever, do that. Because that's healing. And that's understanding the value of what you create and the value of how spirit, God, source energy connects with you and flows through you in your God-given gifts, right? God-given talents, right? So don't shrink for nobody, and if you feel like you're in a tight space, tight situation where you really can't be your bold self because it threatens people, I totally understand. And we do have to sometimes dim it down depending on your personality. Sometimes or where you're at in your healing phase, you might just be, how do you fuck? Okay. Do that. But just know that make choices your future self is proud of. All right. And again, like turning it down a little is not shrinking per se. It's a very, very thin line. It's a very, very thin line. But when you know yourself and you're confident that you have other spaces to go to that allows you to just be like at peace with yourself, I think nothing's wrong with that. If you don't have spaces to be yourself, yeah, a little bit in a little quicksand. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna shift this energy, and I'm going to do a collective reading. All right, I really wish I could see. I'm going to write something here though. I'm going to write I'm going to write collective energy, the reading. Then I'm going to do a little prompt where we can journal. And if there are more people here that wants one card pull, we can do that too. Okay? All right. Yeah, y'all, I'm just writing this here. I'm sure people that are watching and replay won't be able to see that. That's fine. But let's go with this, okay? Let's go with the flow here. Because again, I'm switching things up. I don't know how long I'm going to be doing these for free now. But my flow for the the Soul Care Sundays, I really want y'all to be more self-aware of your energy, your thoughts, your emotions, and ways to like move forward for the week or two, you know. I'm going to just move this because I'm kind of getting a little bit hot in here. There we go. Oop, okay. Let's go, Spirit. What do we want to share with this energy? The collective here. Oh, wow. Okay. Sorry. Under the deck is working through tension. Now, the way this is set up, and you'll find out if you are a subscriber to the Soul Care Hotline, because I'll be sharing more information about this card deck. But I have 2 decks in one. I was inspired by tarot, how they have major arcanas and minor arcanas. My major ones, right, actually share and talk more about the soul path of entrepreneurship. And then my beige ones here are soul care cards that help you understand ways that you can actually practice certain soul care. And this, for instance, is like for those that are really big with the love language of touch, right? Touching yourself, working through tension. Like, we can self-massage for sure, even though it feels a lot better when someone else is doing it. But working through tension. And as a massage therapist, I know the healing aspect instead of the, commercial aspect. You're healing your body a lot. You're moving blood, right? You're increasing blood flow. You're increasing chi, life force energy through you. When you're releasing these knots that get tied up in your muscle actually is like dehydrated somewhat. And the knots build tension. And where do they come from? All these things, your cells, your thoughts, they all work together, yo. And when you have an emotional block, guess what's happening, right? So sometimes we don't have knots. Sometimes we're just subconsciously unaware that when we're in a place that is stressed. Like, I remember I used to walk around like this a lot of times. Or when I was working, I was like hunched in. Body posture definitely is a self-reflection of what's going on with you. And like how you feel about yourself, how you're reacting to the environment you're in. And a lot of times we can't just up and leave like, oh shit, I don't like this environment, I'm outie. Like, no, you can't really do that. You can't up and move your house. You can't up and move a job right away. right? But when you're aware, you know better and you find things that can help you during the transition. And working through tension, I do believe that a lot of us for the collective, we have some mindsets that we're aware of. We have some, what else? We have some, just like emotions, even, right? Sometimes if we're so hyper analytical, we're not in touch with our heart space and we're not really in touch with our emotions. We're just being triggered up the yin yang and all that jazz. So this is going into this card where it says angles of beauty. As you can see, photography, which is great. If you're in that realm, if you like taking pictures, that can be a soul care way of just understanding different angles that you see, that spirit, the divine shows you like, hey, look at that. And you want to take a picture. It's so soothing. But if you're not really into that, right? Let's talk about it being in a figurative sense where it's like, what angle are you really looking at yourself and beauty? What angle are you looking at your situation and the beauty and the gratitude of certain things? It could be this small. It could be that small, but that's okay. It's for you, and spirit will help you see that. That can sometimes be the key to really unlocking what is needed to be released, right? And especially in this time, because collective, we are going through a spiritual upgrade, okay, baby? A spiritual upgrade. And sometimes you can physically feel that because you're drained and your defense mechanisms may be down. And this is where like bacteria, colds, all this stuff, viruses come into play. It goes hand in hand, the seen and the unseen, okay? But when you know what you need to do to replenish your body and nourish your body, you have enough antibodies and all this stuff to fight off whatever you need. And you also have enough light in your body, in your brain that's functioning to do what is necessary to move through what is needed and all that jazz, right? Do you get it? As within, so without, okay? So this is like a layover phase, I feel like. Some of us are really like, we ready. We are ready. But it's not quite making sense. We're not understanding what is happening here. I get that. So what is happening? Oh, y'all, what did I say before when I said we're going to be working with our inner child, right? I tell you no lies. I tell you no fucking lies. The angels here, inner child healing. Interesting. You know what I just got? Like, for some of us, like, if you can remember when you were younger, let's say I'm hearing 8, 5, 10, right? And then you went to high school. That was a big ass gap. Not only when you were 8, 5, 10, and looking at those older kids in high school, you were like, damn, like, I can't wait to be like that, right? But really, that age gap was not that much when you really think of it. Like, as an adult, when you think of like 6 years, when you think of like 4 years, that shit goes by like that. And but it's a development gap for sure. And I was just thinking of it because I have a godson that is he 15 or 14? Anyway, it doesn't really matter. I just know that he's changing, right? I have a niece. She's preteens, changing. And as I remember reading in this chakra book that I have, that I still want to dive deeper in, and I will, your prefrontal cortex, I believe, something like that. This thing going on here, this energy is your third eye. But also there's the front part of your brain that actually, I think it allows you to understand and like perceive certain things about yourself, certain things about the world, even, I believe, like just, like your family dynamics, all this stuff. And I think it also helps you understand like you more so, like how to feel safe. I'm not sure, don't quote me now because I am not a doctor or a psychologist, but I love shit like this. So I remember reading this, but I have to cement it in my head more to explain it, right? And needless to say, this part of your brain is developing as a teen. And a lot of times, this is why teens make stupid decisions, a lot off of feelings, just being triggered, right? And those feelings are from subconscious or sometimes unconscious events that happened within our family dynamics, within our social dynamics in like school and stuff like that. And, you know, it's like, well, I felt like I could do this. I felt like I could jump off the ledge because I felt big. I felt this big. Or I felt this small, you know, and I think something's wrong with me. You know, it really depends. And your third eye, all this stuff in your brain, like, it's pumping now. Your hormones are pumping more types of different things and all that. And things do feel out of alignment. But I say all that to say, through those teenage years, you are finding yourself. It's very precious time. And things sometimes have to like spill out. It's reminding me of my nephew, how he used to throw his Legos down just like so he could start building. And sometimes things do have to happen like that. Even like in tarot, the Tower card, things just have to be destroyed in order to be rebuilt again or built new. And it's okay. But it is a chaotic feeling because you don't feel grounded. And 9 times out of 10, you're finding your footing. And this is where the layover is happening too, because you're able to chill. Like, you have some place to go. As you look at her, she has some place to go. She's at the train station. She has some place to go. But does she actually know where she's going? Did her train come yet? Is she figuring out what will she do until her train comes? Right? There's certain things that we need to look at here. Blessings and abundance is on the bottom of the deck. Do you feel blessed? Do you feel in a state of mind that you are abundant? When any lack mindset comes in a place of I can't, I don't, I won't, I'm not, right? What is that really saying? And do you believe that you can shift that energy with your words? Because I do. Right? Let's go a little bit deeper. I hope this is hitting whoever is watching this. People that are in here, let me know what's going on. Yeah, we got the grind. Look at this. We got the grind. The coffee grind. This one can go either way. Like, this reminds me of a lot of ideas being melted into like one, like a melting pot kind of. Or kind of like chemistry, where is that like alchemy? Excuse me, that's what I wanted to say. Where, you know, you're grinding the coffee beans and you're turning it into a drink, something that's liquid, right? How are you transforming these thoughts, these emotions, these ideas, and how are you making it actually like work for you? How are you making that perfect drink for where you got to go too? Because this is on your way, and this is a compass that's in the shape of a heart in the middle, right? What is your heart telling you? This is why I really call this the soul called journey too, because if you are a heart-led person, like, we just live in this society where they tell us like, you're too emotional, this, that, and the third. But like, when we're actually in tune with our heart space, when we're actually trusting of what our heart is sensing and pulling us in the direction of, right? That's connected with our soul, our feelings, our emotions, our passions. You can't go wrong, because that's spirit moving through you. That's also your intuition, you know, kind of nudging you in a way and making you feel these feels. And if you don't understand it, that's cool. You can ask for guidance. You can ask for clarity. Okay? I want to read this inner child healing for those that are watching. If any words like pops out for you, you let me know. I'm actually going to pull another card. I'm hearing to pull another card. Okay. So, the inner child is a part of your psyche that represents our childhood. Everyone, no matter who they are, has had traumatic childhood experiences that may be impacting your life today. And you have endured so much in your life. You are a real survivor. Drawing this card indicates that no matter what has happened, you have found a way to move forward. You may feel that you have had to grow up quickly and abandon your innocence in order to survive. But now that when you reflect, review, and release anything from that childhood that could be holding you back, the next phase of your life will be supported. This isn't about forgetting, but it's about taking time to send loving energy to your inner child, and to assure them that they do make it through the incredible person you are today. I really don't want to read the rest, but it says extended message. I'm trying to read this first sentence. The card brings radical healing, understanding, and love to your inner child. This might be backwards, but if it's not backwards, pause for the cause and read it. Okay. Yeah, this is saying like a lot though. A lot, basically, that's saying that the inner child, like the layover here, right? The bridge to where you're at right now and where you're trying to go. That bridge is connected to your inner child, your heart space. And you are being called and elevated to something higher, something that is aligned with the goals that you set, something that is aligned with your soul mission, right? But you have to look at it in a beautiful way. You have to look at it in a self-worth way, a deserving way that is like, yeah, I'm doing this because I know I deserve it. And whatever I deserve, Spirit knows too, 10 times fold. And I'm going to try to work on trusting that. Right? Because sometimes, we're human. Like, I want all this stuff, this, that, and the third. I want it now. Da, 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 da. And Spirit be like, no, you ain't ready yet. Or, this is taking a lot of energy for me to bring this to you right now. So, we have Mother, Father, God, okay? This is very spiritual things are happening. Like we literally we're in the eclipse gate. Okay, eclipse in Leo just happened a couple of days ago, which is totally allowing us to look at the mirror and be like, how do I see myself? How do I see myself? Like, I'm literally in the beauty industry right now, which I've never really would have even imagined, because it's wild. Like, I remember thinking of, like, what do I want to do when I grow up? You know how they always be asking that. And I did want to do, like, hair and stuff, but there was just this big but in the way. And then, like, it became even bigger because my mom was just like, I don't think so. Like, she's always taught us, wanted us to pick things to be stable, to have a stable, like, independent woman type of thing, and be able to have, like, make money, And God bless my mommy. I love her dearly. She was like, years later, she's like, I had no idea this industry, but everything that I always think about and wanting to move forward in is this very big industry. But I'm learning now that it's kind of like I have my finger on the pulse, because it's very competitive, as people in corporate or whatever would say, because there's a lot of people that get these type of jobs. But how can you stand out within that, right? By owning your own creativity. And that's something that I do. And sometimes I don't even do it on purpose. It's just that I'm sitting here breathing and people are mad at me, and it's like, for what? Like, all I did was do a design that you asked. But clearly they started seeing something that was different. And I didn't see that until I started embracing myself more. I started embracing my beauty more. Instead of embracing the fact that it's okay to talk good about myself. Because since yay high, every time I did, I was told that I was a know-it-all, or how dare her, this, that, and third. No, I don't own that shit. I don't own it at all. I'm going to talk good about myself when I feel like it, because I don't talk a lot outwardly about myself anyway. But let me tell you something. In this head, I'm going to be talking more about myself for sure. All right. But yeah, inner child healing. Do you see how this is connecting with everything, y'all? Um, mm, let's read Mother, Father, God. So this is kind of like the Trinity. For any folks that are religious, you know how they say Father, Son, the Holy Spirit? Well, guess what? They adopted that from the magic of the triangle. Where is... All right. You're connected to the power of the creation. And this time, in 3 is the number of creation as well. Your spiritual parent is enveloping you in their incredible love and filling you with divine energy and inspiration to help you move forward. This card is a message directly from the heart, okay, of God. It is telling you that you are significant and precious. You are loved beyond measures, and creative power is proud of you. You are being encouraged to have faith and know that anything is possible for you. No matter what you are going through, you are always connected to the source of creation. Your angel guide is encouraging you to remember this now. I don't know why I just had this thought that I don't want to share on here. But what I do want to share on here is that Mother, Father, God is basically like your feminine energy and your masculine energy. We all have that, right? And then that eternal child, right? That eternal child, that, like, when you think of children, they're so innocent. Like, yes, they probably have some old souls come through with past life energy and all that stuff. But when you are a baby, like, they don't know. They have that amnesia. They don't, like, where am I? I just was incubating in some portal that was in your mother's womb. And who knows what they were experiencing? I don't know. But I know that they came through. And it's like, okay, I guess I gotta understand how to be a human, because I'm a spirit living in a human body. All right. And if you've been seeing 333, like, look at the power of 3, because it is very magical for sure. Is there anything that the inner child wants to say right now for us? I'm hearing go for it. Go for it. Whatever you're thinking about, go for it. But take your time. You don't have to rush this time. You might think that you do. But when you feel the urge to rush, take a deep breath. Know that everything is fucking working out in the way that it needs to be. And if you don't believe it, speak that shit into existence. Everything is working out for me in my highest and greatest good. Everything is working out for me for my highest and greatest good. That connects you with your higher self. Trusting your higher self. Your higher self sees all things higher than you and knows whatever was written for you to begin with. Okay? So, let's just move a little bit forward here. I'm going to pull another little card here, because ain't nobody speaking today. I don't know what's going on, but I'm having fun. Yeah. My feelings are valid messengers. And this is really good and potent for your inner child, because some of us, we grew up around people that told us not to cry. We grew up around people that told us we don't have time to cry or feel the feelings. We grew up around people that told us we were sissies and punks for crying and things like that. Our inner child didn't deserve that at all. But unfortunately, your caretakers, the people around you, your peers, they were projecting that energy. They got it from somewhere. And sometimes it's a whole lineage of that shit. But it's not you. And you don't have to wear that coat, as I say. Because when people project energy on people, it's like they're throwing like this heavy ass coat on you. And you're feeling like, I don't know, I don't like this, shrinking and shit. And it's just like, yeah, no, I don't need this weighted blanket. I didn't ask for this. Okay? And look at what's on the bottom of the deck. I am the love and protection my younger self needed. Okay? Yes. Come through. All right. So, since I don't have much engagement right now, I'm just going to share a journal prompt question for you to think about for today, for the week. What are some ways that you usually shrink your energy? Okay. So I kind of reworded it and I don't even know if it makes sense, but what are some ways that you're aware of how you shrink your energy? Putting that in the cheesy chat. Okay? What are some ways that you are aware of how you shrink your energy? I kind of feel like, I don't know, that it sounds weird, like my English is off, but fuck it. Um, so that's something to like be aware of. I love journaling because it definitely is a channel. Some people are gifted where there's a channel that's coming through and helping you write these things as you hear. For others, it doesn't really matter. You're still gifted. We love you. But it's something to go back to and witness what you were writing, what you were thinking. There's something to like, just like a brain dump, releasing tension as we were talking about. Right? Because sometimes, I don't know, but I just feel like sometimes my brain feels like a bunch of yarn that's tangled up. And when I write, it detangles. Okay? Just like hair almost. Like the hair be like knotted and stuff. We put some detangler in it. We spray some water on that bad boy. And it smooths out. Just saying, it's easier to comb through. Regardless if you got the coils, the kinks, and the curls. Alright? That's the cosmetologist coming through, okay? But yeah, what are some ways that you shrink yourself? Because sometimes we're unaware of this. And when we sit and think, just give yourself 5 freaking minutes. I'm telling you. 5 minutes is wonders. And by the time 5 minutes is up, you might be trying to write more. I don't know if you're that kid in high school that had free writing. I was that kid that used to be, I don't know what to write. I don't know what to write. And I literally would write that. And then I would start writing things that are coming to my mind. Next thing I know, the teacher's like, it's time is up. And I'm like, damn, I'm already in the flow. Sometimes you just got to get into the flow. That's why I breathe. That's why I do cards. Like, there's certain tools that help you. That's why I light a candle. That's why I put on incense, some certain types of music. Simple things. Simple things. All right. So yeah, think of that. I'd love for you to write that down in the comments. Where else could you do? You can write it if you're on Substack too. You can write it in the comments there. On YouTube, you can write, because that's like my 2 powerhouses that I'm doing right now. Focusing on those places where you can find me is my Soul Care Hotline on Substack, and YouTube. So, share with me, share with a friend, tell a friend to tell a friend. Come through, because every other week I'm going to be doing this. 2:30 Eastern Standard Time, okay? I'm in New Jersey here. I'm not sure where you're at, but you can let me know. Yeah. So, I think that I was about to respond to that text, but I'm not. I think that we're good here. I think that we're good. This was a short one. Don't have much engagement. That is okay. Okay, that is okay. But check me out. I'm doing more things. You could check out more things about moi, how I started my healing journey. What are these cards about? My transition from being a graphic designer to massage therapist to a damn hairstylist, cosmetologist, beautician, okay? Maybe I'm that holistic beautician. I don't know. Cosmic beautician. I don't know what the hell I want to call it. It doesn't really matter. I am me. And I am that I am. Okay, baby? So, with all that being said, I'm going to sign off. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that you can come join me and engage with me on the next live and check out more of what's happening as it unfolds with this project that I've had on my heart for years. Okay? I honestly want to tell you it's been about like 5 years. So, the card deck is here. The book is coming. Okay? Peace out, y'all. I'll see you next time.